All right, we back at it. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of A Name Tag is Necessary. I'm your host, Nametag Alexander. The website is www.nametagalexander.com. Also, if you want to check out leadandbelegendary.net, please do. I actually release merch. It's a couple merch drops on both websites with leadandbelegendary.net and nametag.alexander.com. Kind of leaning toward like fusing it all into one, just wrapping it around leadandbelegendary.net, just so I don't keep let my website for myself as an artist just be one thing. You know what I'm saying? But man, this is probably the first time since this was the label podcast that I've had more than one guest on at the same time. So we rocking on Zoom. Congrats to these fellas on releasing an album after year. Well, really, what it's been 10 years, which doesn't seem like a long time when you really look at it, but considering the events that have happened within this last year, that let's make that's 5 years in itself, it feel like. But Passalacqua, man. And I please, did I butcher the name? Did I butcher it?
You did
I got
great.
it right. I should have gotten it right. I mean, I've been following y'all for like forever. But go ahead and introduce yourselves, man, individually. What's going on? Whoever want to go first.
I'll take it. Oh, go
Okay.
ahead. Um, Brent Smith, aka Blacksmith. Happy to join.
Man, yeah, we had you on solo with the label podcast at one point, but we back, we rebranded, new podcast name.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you coming on.
Brian, I go by Mister. It's a pleasure to be here, man. Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, y'all been rocking for a while. I want to say my history of y'all, I feel like, because y'all did a tour and I feel like it was overseas. Am I correct?
We did, yeah. We had a show in France with
Yeah.
a handful of Detroit artists. So
See,
that
that's
was,
what it was.
we were there for like a week. Yeah.
Okay. And I think y'all might have been the first cast that I saw do that independently without a deal. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, to me, I was like, oh shit. You know that? And then I kept, the crazy thing is I kept seeing the name of y'all group and I'm like, well, who is that? I keep saying, I know they from the city, but like, who is that? I couldn't match like faces. I knew it was a group. But in my mind, I'm like, was it a rock group? Like, is it like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't really. And then I saw, I'm like, oh shit, that's Brent. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't familiar with Mister. And then I started just connecting the dots and I'm like, oh snap, they've been around for a minute, dog. Like, so then y'all just kind of like, man, like to me, it was super innovative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like y'all was doing the type of music. The sound was like, it almost felt like what other artists was scared to do. Maybe even including myself, like scared to take that leap. It was just refreshing. I would say that. So yeah, man. So
Right.
I guess we can jump into it, man. With y'all being independent, still to this day. I sent the questions out, the tight questions that kind of just put people in that corner, like make them think like shit. Man. But I want the first question, and I guess Brent, if you want to take this one first, it would be if you had the opportunity to run a record label, millions of dollars in the budget, what 5 artists are you going to partner with? And what 3 producers are you going to link with? And it could be from any genre.
Yeah. So, off top, I'm gonna have to sign just really like myself, or like, the producers and the talent that I already work with. So, that's Brian, that's my brother Cole, that's Mike Phelps. So that's just off top. But then, I would definitely get into, my young person's bag. There's a lot of
Okay.
young talent out here. I'm thinking of like Go Lele, like, thinking of like Kids Bop, Chop, like kids that are like making music for like young people and
Yeah.
education purposes. Like I'm trying to get in that lane,
Oh,
right?
that bag. Okay.
Yeah, and then I would sign like a jazz act. I had like a serious like jazz troupe that would like travel, and what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is just to have all the instruments and musicians just like
Yeah.
on deck. So that would be my label group.
Okay. And that's what we got. So we mentioned the artists and producers too, right?
Yeah, because
So
the musicians
the
are,
jazz.
they're making
Okay.
beats. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. Okay.
yeah,
What
man.
about Mister? What about you?
That's good. I kind of went the same approach because I think like when you said like, oh, any artists, millions of the budget, I'm just
Yeah.
like, truthfully, like I feel like a lot of people that have a lot of money that I like that are famous now. I'm like, I don't trust them. I don't know them. So my list is pretty much the same. It's like I had Brent at the top, our man Hike Keach. I see them both as like curators and unifiers, and they can bring a lot of people together. Hite's a great beatsmith as well. My friend Nick McDaniels from the group Big Something. They're like a jam band in North Carolina.
Okay.
He's a good marketing head. Really good. They're really great with fan engagement. So I'm saying like for the label, he'll find some cool stuff to bring all the people together. Our friend Gabby, she takes great photos, and I feel like having a core like visual aesthetic would be important. She took, she was on tour with us for a little while. And then I had my friend, our friend Nate Bortz, who actually did the artwork for the Passalacqua LP. Did a lot of flyers and stuff for us. Again, goes with like the art thing. Like we want to have our shit looking tight. And so I feel like Bortz and Gabby would hold it down. Producers, I only had one that was far reach, but I was like Rick Rubin, because like, why not?
Right.
But then I had Illingsworth and Eddie Logics because again,
man,
these are dudes that I know they're
already got their
good
relationship with.
Yeah, good guys, and I can speak to them, and they know what's up. And I feel like, again, kind of going with Brent said, like having a good core group, I think is fundamental for making that millions of dollars become more instead of dwindle away, and then we all get sad.
So wise decisions, man, because y'all could have easily went, I want to sign, so went to the big cats, which I would have done that with. I would have mixed it up, but y'all went straight like we just keeping it home base, which is very well, let's go ahead and stick with the people that we got the relationship with and flip this money. Now, my next question, of course, would be I see this one was just I had it at the standard at first. Now let me throw a little wrench in there, just kind of make people think. But what are your 3 classic go-to albums from? You got to have one from each decade: 90 to 99, 2000 to 2010, and 2011 to 2020. Mister, you grab that one first.
I was telling you just before we recorded that this is next to impossible, because it's like there's just so many, and you were like, any genre. I'm like, even worse. 90 to 99, I have a whole handful on this list right now. But one group that I would say, I guess for the 90s, is a group that I found out later, just like a handful of years ago, but this group called Morphine. It was one of those groups where it's like, as soon as you hear them, you go, how did I not know this music existed like my entire life? It's like a two-string bassist, a sax player, and drums. It's kind of like noir jazz sort of vibe. There's an album called Like Swimming that I could just basically hit play and just let it play infinitely. Yep.
Word. I like
that's 1999. From the 2000 to 2010. Again, so many big ones. I'll stick with one. I would say Little Brother, The Listening. I got hip to Little Brother in high school, and at the time I was writing a lot of like horrorcore shit. Like I was really like Twisted, Isham, shit. And Little Brother, among other groups, was one of the first times I realized like music could be not so much like a separate thing, a separate entity of myself. It could be an extension of myself. And I just remember listening to Listening forever and ever, and I love that album. 2011, 2020, again, a lot of heat in those 10 years. I went with So the Flies Don't Come. Milo, who now performs under Rat Ferreira. Produced by Kenny Siegel. Good features from Elucid and Micah 9 and Hemlock Ernst. Just a solid album. I played that shit endlessly, and I still do. So
I love these answers because every day is school. So like when I get these answers from the people that's on, it's like I'm learning something new. Like he just named, I wasn't familiar with nobody except when he said like the horrorcore area, like Twisted, Isham and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. But then everybody else is like, oh damn, now I gotta go look some shit up, which I like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I appreciate about those questions. What you got, Brent?
I got 90s. I'm a big golden era hip hop, R&B. Hold on before you say come on now. R&B as well, right? So like I feel like, you know, in that 90 to 99 decade, you had some of the best like hip hop, but you also had some of the best R&B. So
Absolutely.
I selected Tony House of Music, which had
Okay.
one of the best hip hop like R&B collaborations that I think ever came out with Let's Get Down with Raphael
Oh yeah.
Sadiq and why can't I what's his name? Now I'm blanking. DJ Quick.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
DJ Quick.
And
We don't
the
need no
black.
club. Yeah.
Come on. I remember that. Yeah.
So that was the big hit, but there's also just some really great ballads and
Right.
groovy type of sounds on that album. From 2000 to 2010, I picked 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. I remember when that album came out my senior year in high school or junior year in high school. It was like part of the warm up basketball mix. I played it, you know, when I woke up. I played it when I went to bed. Like that was a big one for me. And then more recently, I've been in my, you know, my chi bag, like, you know, my woosah, you know, just kind of, you know, get my chill mode on. So I put Solange When I Get Home as my most recent album that I'm digging into.
I ain't get into that one that much. I still,
man,
I'm still the dated person rocker with a seat at the table.
Yeah, man. It's a maturity and a growth there that you know is just real strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are my three.
You mentioned Get Rich or Die Trying. That took me back. I remember walking like 2 miles to like my cousin's crib, like, yo, you gotta hear this. Like that's all my story I remember from that. Me and Mister was talking about that earlier before you got on, just about like connecting memories. That's why I like these questions. It always connect memories back to the music. And I wish it could be that way now, like with the way music is, but it's like it's so difficult, you know what I'm saying? Like just because of how we consume it. But man, dope answers.
And I also want to cite like in that 2010 to 2000, like the most recent, like it would have been easy to even throw out something local or something that you know had even came out in the period that we've been all making music. So you know,
absolutely, man. Yeah, because you know we showed some joints out, you know, what I mean? Especially on that 2011 to 2020 area. You know what I'm saying? Man, I gotta add that Let's Get Down to my playlist too. I got that one off my 90s. I don't know why it's not on there. It needs to be on there. I'm gonna do that tonight, actually. Now, my next question would be, you know, still as far as we picking music, if you were told you had to make a playlist of 5 songs that you feel are absolutely flawless, and it's gonna be the music that you can only play for the next 5 months, what 5 songs are you picking? Whoever want to grab down first, go ahead.
Brandon, go for it.
I'm still on my R&B kick, man. I got like some DeBarge on here.
Come on,
got you know, I like There'll Never Be, Switch. Just how that song comes on.
Yeah.
I got and then just on my rap shit, I got like Jay-Z, Family Feud. I like how that comes on too. Anything that comes on with like really strong instrumentation, you know, right off the back. I got, and then you know, some alt shit. I got NERD Maybe. It's something I could listen to over and over again as well.
Okay. So that was what you gave us 3. We need 2.
Y'all don't want to hear all my sappy R&B music.
Nah, man, dog, that's all I be listening to. We gotta hear
it. Written All Over Your Face by Rude Boys.
Okay.
That's a real strong one for me. And then Whip Appeal by Babyface.
Dang, you said Rude for the longest. I thought Tony Tone did that.
No, it's a group called Rude Boys. And then like, you know, how they recorded that song, it's almost like they they were just in the studio and they just kind of hit record, and it's like you hear like background chatter and all of that. Like it just reminds me of just like being able to make music just like real freely.
And not jam sessions.
Jam sessions, nothing that's like too overproduced.
Yeah. And you said Whip Appeal with Babyface. What you got, Mister? I like these choices, man.
So you said for like 5 months, and I was like, well, if it's only 5 songs, I really gotta like get my worth out of these songs. So I went 2 songs that are short, then 3 that are a little bit extended. So the short ones, I got Doom on the Mind, you know what I'm saying? And Mad Villainy could have been one of the 2000 and 2010 albums, but I went with Figaro. That's like one of my favorites on that. I also went with Peanut Butter Wolf and Charisma, Red Light, Green Light. Just like a solid like Stone's Throw classic. The three, and then I went three long ones. So I had Frank Zappa's Charlena. There's a couple versions, but the version on the album, The Lost Episode, it's about 13 minutes, real nice. Fela Kuti, Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense. First Fela song I think I was introduced to. Good 25-minute joint. I love Fela. Let's go. And then I got the song Dope Smoker by the band Sleep. And it's a 63-minute long kind of like doom metal like opus. So you know what I'm saying? That's like that I feel like that full I'm thinking too of like 5 months, like all the things like maybe I had a few drinks, maybe I'm like sober and I'm doing work or whatever. So I try to like vary it up. So that's my 5.
Dang, man, solid picks. And I'm gonna be listening back to the edit like, Josh, let me look this up real quick. What are you talking about? I like that, man. That's dope.
Hey, this is gonna sound wild, but it's to me, like if you listen to the same song, basically like it's like living the same day every day, right? If we so yeah, like I like Brian's strategy here with like the length of songs.
Yeah.
Like my strategy was more like, if I'm gonna be listening to the same thing, it's like restarting your day every day, right? So it's like you got to start it off like triumphant with some like, you know what I mean, just like that coffee. Do we have coffee in this scenario?
That's like a dope concept though. What you just said, like restarting your day. We're gonna table that. We're gonna revisit that.
Okay, all
right. That's fire. It just got my brain going like, oh shit, like that's I like these choices, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be going back to the edit. Like, let me look this up. Let me add this to my playlist, man. Now, one thing I want to know is because like I said, we only need about like 35, 40 minutes. I know they get on here, they'd be done, but your contribution to improving, we know where the music business is at right now. We in it, you know what I'm saying? So what would your contribution be to improving the music business? Whoever want to go and take that.
I would say more awareness and more like financial literacy opportunities for upcoming artists. I remember, going to the library and grabbing like a book on like 101 of the music industry, right?
Yeah.
So not against like texts or kids reading books, but at the same time we can just like tell people like exactly the pitfalls they should avoid. Financially 100%. in the business and just kind of like moving around in the business type of stuff. So
definitely necessary, dog. Like for sure. I agree with that 100%. That was always one of mine, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. What you got, Mister?
Well, I had in a similar vein, I had like providing easier access to mental health services because I think as artists especially, like I think it'd be sick if like you get your PRO with like ASCAP or BMI and they're like, welcome to ASCAP. By the way, you can opt in. Here's our directory of all of these like therapists or people, professionals that can kind of help you out because especially artists, they have to navigate different routes that have different needs. And I think access is often way too difficult, and a lot of people will just overlook it, and that could be very detrimental. So I think having easy access for artists to reach out to just talk to somebody, I think would be like
I feel like
crucial.
I didn't see nothing on there when I was on ASCAP, like as far as that, and so that's great. I know they got options where you can, it's certain like dental care, certain things like healthcare. Of course, you coming up out of pocket, but it does seem like it need to be something where it's automatically there, where you pay like like a deductible or something, or not just I have access to this. Like how it is with normal jobs, because that technically at the end of the day, it's a career. We love it, but it's still a job too. You know what I'm saying? So they do need something where it's more easily accessible, especially with mental health. Like just the mental of being an artist alone, dog. Like, so hell yeah, I definitely agree with that. Man, I should have revisited the album before doing this. However, I did get my picks off of the album when I did listen the first time. I got them just in the order of the way the album was actually. Emotional Response, y'all got busy, but y'all know the essence. She hopped on there and and went in. You know what I'm saying? It made me think of like when y'all first did the Coleman Young, the first album off what was it, Spit It? Man, she different with them features, man. That's so yeah. I heard when I heard on this, I was like, oh, it's so refreshing just hearing it. And then she fresh off her album that she came out with too. So I heard that all like, yeah, that's one of the joints. The Catman dance, come on, man. Like when y'all first dropped the vid for that joint, I was like, come on, man, let's go. That's up tempo, like just like yeah, come on, man, let's get it. The video was crazy. Was it Feral or Feral Kids? Well, how do you pronounce it? What is it? Feral Kids?
Feral, yeah.
I said it right. Okay. The Apophenia joint with at first I looked, I was like Greater Alexander. I thought I saw my name. Like, wait a minute, I ain't I'm on here. Like what they then I looked
singing
I said Greater Alexander. Then I started thinking, like, why ain't I think of that name to begin with? Like, like damn, but Illingsworth, man. Like, I like how he because I know y'all had a subject clearly in mind. I don't know the backstory to this, but I know there was a subject in mind for this song, and I'm listening to it. But I like how he got on there and just went completely off subject, but still just went nasty. I was like, yo, like, but he was just going, dog. He make that shit just sound effortless, man. Like then it's like y'all chemistry on there is like I like how I could, it could tell y'all ain't just like a group that just was like, yo, you could rap, you nice, or I'm nice, let's rap together. It's like I could tell that chemistry is there. There's like you sense that brotherhood like within the songs, man. So I appreciate that as I was just going through the album. It sounded like y'all were just having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like creating this. It wasn't like a situation that you know how you can almost feel like when an artist is set and overthought everything. It's like, nah, you forced that. It's like this just felt natural. And I really enjoyed like listening to it. Joni, that was funny. What was the the joke about your mom and your dad? Oh, yo, that's dope. It's funny. Prince, Push and Pull, and then I had to pause listening because I think I had to do the dishes or something. I bounced right back in Cash for Soul. That was a dope joint in there. So y'all got some joint. That's damn near the whole album, dog. So it was like I had to pick my joints off of there. I said, okay, I fucks with this record, man. What made y'all jump back and just like, yo, it's been a while. Let's get back on it.
Brian, you want to take this?
Sure. I would say just celebration of 10 years of making music. We had been working on this project, since maybe 2014, 2015 or whatever. So, some songs were older, some songs were fairly new. You mentioned Deidre in the emotional response joint. The funny thing about Deidre is, De-Essence is so cool, so it'd be like, hey, D, you want to jump on this track? And D'd be like, yeah, I'll bless the track.
Yeah.
But then like totally just annihilate you know what I'm saying, the guest feature. And it's one of those things where as a producer, or if Brian and I are putting our producer hats on, like that's exactly what we wanted the listener to feel. We just knew that this was music that needed to be put out.
Yeah, man. I love you. I forget you said did the graphic art on there. I like that design, man. It's very solid. Yep.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. Bort's been holding it down, man.
Any more videos coming? Because I know y'all got the Catman, and of course with the circumstances of how it is, or being around everyone, and is I know that obviously that's difficult. So like, any more videos we can expect, or is it just the one that we getting? Or
I mean, we're planning on a lot. I think it's like a thing of, and we learned a while ago that just sometimes if you don't put a video out, people are like, you put an album out? Like they'll see the video, and that is kind of representative of what's available. So like, we know the importance of visuals, and like you said, it's like kind of tricky to like get people. Hey, you want to come to the shoot or whatever?
And
but
shows,
we're working on it.
That's one thing y'all use, like packing them joints out, man. It's like man, like
once shows are back, like the first time like that we can put on a show, like
listen, man,
it's gonna be like the most intense like exorcism of energy. Like I'm really like looking forward to that.
It's
like
really
how crazy that
like,
energy is.
I started feeling it, and I was like, yo, I haven't performed in like I hadn't already performed in like a minute since before all this took place, and now it's like it's just really settling in. Like, yo, like this is like, hey man, like come on, man, fix this shit, like so we can get back out here. Yeah, it's
man,
crazy, man. It's on. It ain't the same. Like just now, like y'all, I did it. Y'all saw it. I put the joint out there. While I was just rhyming one of the joints. It's just not the same though. It's like man. Even though I'm gonna do it again, but it's just not the. It ain't the same feel though. Like that crowd, that reaction, that energy. That's real energy that you're getting from people. So yeah, I'm excited for that, man. I can't wait to like y'all get back out there and really just pack out the crowds, man. Like that was amazing. So yeah, man. What else did I have? Shit, y'all was so prepared, man. We breezed right through the question, but like I said, we ain't need too much time, man. I know, everybody, and we especially you parent, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, this was dope, man. Like shit. What are y'all looking forward to as far as this year as it relates to music? Like, what are we looking forward to? Be it releases, just the way music is. Like, what do y'all see? Oh, matter of fact, what do y'all see changing? Like, because it changed. It's like every time we look up something, is the way we consuming music is new. We get it's the new streaming app coming. Like, so what are y'all expecting? Like, what's y'all predictions on everything?
I think for me, I think it's getting me to a point of like, like because we've been doing this for so long, like I know exactly what I'm doing. And so moving with that type of confidence, it's not even confidence, it's like more just like assurance that we know what we're doing in this game, right? We know how to play the game. Like I think is a just another motivator that we're on the right. We're touching iron, right? Or we're approaching land, right? So I just think with that we know what we're doing. We know what we're doing. I'm looking forward to continue to doing what we're doing.
It's second nature for sure. Yeah, man. What you got, Mister? How you feeling about it out here?
I mean, I agree with Brent. I think like part as far as like being independent creator of really any kind, you have to be kind of 2 steps ahead of everybody as far as like what's going on. And I feel like this is just forced to, I mean, the whole Passalacqua's existence has all been very DIY through and through. And I feel like more so now than ever that we're kind of having to take those DIY reins, and I think it's a place we're both comfortable in. So like I look forward to just trying things out as we kind of slowly resume to normal, sort of, but not really, because we're doing a Zoom chat right now, you know what I mean? But so hopefully soon it'll be a little bit better, but in the meantime it's like we'll make things work as best as we can as artists and creatives. Like you got to learn how to pivot all the time, and so pivot we do, pivot we will, man. But we got the music, and we're stoked about like the year to come, and just letting it unfold. As Brent said, it's like we're just kind of like just letting it just riding the wave and just seeing where it goes, and that's probably like the best way to go about it these days.
Absolutely. If y'all can see, I got my screen sharing up, and I'm gonna just go ahead and play this joint off this album, man. But this Catman dance right here, this goes up, man. So I'm just go ahead and see. I hope it plays it. I got the sound on, so hopefully let me see how this.
We got the video up there with Hayward Crawford directing.
Silent dancing on a pilot mansion. Welcome to a party theme. Ashen East with a dry scalp, cracking coconuts for body sheen. Baby oil for the gasoline. Came all the way here to hear us go. Summer off ears hit the nearest door. Baby mama smoking, let me clear my throat. Put the flame to it, Captain made me do it. At ease on that crazy fluid. Chatty, catty, spare the details for a dem god. Not much on my mem card. Poor lighthouse got the ship lost. Poor lighthouse got the ship lost. New supply, whole lot of pitfalls. Wonder where flip-flop. Wires got crisscross. Mess got ticked off. Mess got hip tossed in a Dutch oven. Now I'm swimming like a beach bum tease with the push of another big button. Catman coming, Catman coming. Tell everybody that the Catman coming. Streets so irregular, they read like novellas. If the storytellers tell it, if the storytellers tell it.
Sally on the side. That's what I tell myself. So now you know.
authentic.
So now you know.
About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a good
That's
time.
what I tell myself.
About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a
So
good time.
now you know.
About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a good time.
That part.
Now we got all the nerves out. Crowd is loud like it's presidential. Don't be offended by the boy talk. Just close your ears and give me less attention. Detroit dehydrated, all eyes on me, feeling violated. Mama outside in the car waiting. Scary in the streets, I need a ride to safety. And the miles of racing with the paparazzi. Pictures upload instantaneous, miscellaneous text. Like, I miss you, baby. Catwoman coming. Tell everybody that the Catwoman coming. She gon' turn it out and she gon' blow it up. And as soon as she show up, don't talk to me.
So high, you touch the sky, living every night. Wait, Sally on the side.
That's what I tell myself. So now you know.
That's what I tell myself. So now you know.
About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a good time.
That's what I tell myself.
About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a
So
good time.
now you know.
About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a good time.
Not a time better to get it all together. Better, gotta bring it tough like leather. What a hell of a setup, had it meant for the meta, but I never know what the pedal to bet up. See, it's part of a dilemma, not a double level letter. Part of it is set that I really wish that I wasn't privy to. Not a little ones wondering how to get it like I better listen to intuition and keep the other voices to a minimum. Sometimes you gotta get a lot of words in, sometimes they're a little more urgent. I see them feet are running, hey, them cat people are coming.
Gotta feel you gon' mess yourself if you don't check yourself. You gotta hear for pennies on the dollar. Let me see a smile, let me hear how. That girl when the water hit the metal. When you want another level, boy, you outta here. About time that you had a good time. About time that you had a good time.
That Catman dance. That Catman dance. Do that Catman dance. That Catman dance. Use your claws, not your hands. 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 About time, about time, about time. Cat dance, good time, good time, good time, good time.
Stretch it out, 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 stretch it out.
That's what I tell myself. So now you know. That's what I tell myself. So now you know.
Yeah, that is nuts, man.
Hey, I just wanted to say too, like, I'm coming off of watching this special called Fake Famous about like how people are paying for likes and followers and that sort of thing. So you know, when I was talking about like knowing what we're doing for us, because we haven't participated in any of that like foolery, like when it comes to just like, just
Man.
paying for likes and all of that.
You're not gonna get the diamond in the forehead. You're not gonna.
No, I'm not gonna get the diamond in the forehead for clout. Yeah, man. Nah, I just some things aren't for you, right? Like, you know, I'm not knocking anybody that does, you know, the paying for followers and then
it's like, just let me be regular, dog. Like, let me be regular.
That's it.
Rap very well.
That's it.
That's my thing, man. Rappity rapping dad hats, man. That's where I'm at with it, dog. Like,
that's it.
I'm leaning into it. It's like whatever, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all that extra stuff. It's like, man, like, look, like you see it all the time, like how to boost your Instagram followers and how to boost. Look, all you gotta do is they got rooms on Clubhouse about it. Look, all you gotta do is this man, I don't care about none of that, dog. Just let me create this, put it out, man. Let the people rock with it, dog. That's it. But the album is it still only on Bandcamp now, or y'all got it on all the platforms?
It's everywhere. Yep,
it's everywhere now. Okay, I still been going to like Bandcamp just out of habit because that's where I'm usually putting my stuff there first. But yeah, man,
that's what we kind of did, like Bandcamp first, and we realized, you know, it's a thing of like if people are going to support you, like they will.
They
so
give you that time to see, like if people going, Yeah,
and
man.
people did, and people have always, have been, the album's been well received, and shouts to everybody that's been checking it out. But yeah, it's on all the streaming as well.
Yeah, because you know how that go, man. It's like we could tell people like, yo, go here, but then most people like, yo, is it on Apple Music? And it's like, all right, man, it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and put it there. What do y'all think about like vinyl, man? Because like I always had this discussion. Like I got music that's out on vinyl right now, but at the same time, it's like I came up in that CD era where we be at the shows, we slinging CDs, and I feel like me per se, I feel like CDs they should place the same value on those as they do on vinyl, because now they're both a you might have something on vinyl and people might look at it as a collector's item, like, yo, I got the vinyl, but then most people don't have a vinyl a record player. Just like now, most of us don't have CD players. I got one in my car still, but I purposely got the car with the CD player in it. But what do y'all think about that? Like, what are y'all as far as like vinyl, then as far as the physical copies?
I mean, I'm all about the physical copies. Like, I feel like, kind of same with you. Like, we'd always have the shows. Like, we always got the CDs out. We always had them like pay what you want too, which was kind of like let people be like, yo, if you got $5, great. Some people do 20. Some would say like, I got 50 cents. Be like, all right, take it. We've been talking about vinyl and stuff, and now there's spots like I mentioned Big Something earlier, but they're doing this like crowdfunding for vinyl, which I think is kind of sweet. But I mean, I like vinyl. I have a record player, but I understand too that it's like having the CDs and tapes are nice. I love CDs as well. I came up, as a kid of the 90s, like I love CDs. So I hope it makes the way around the way that cassettes did, that people are like, oh, cassettes are like, hopefully, I don't know if it will, but like, we're looking at having physical copies of like this project.
I saw a novelist. I saw a novelist make a point about that, and that's what made me think about it. He just was saying like how we need to put value on those just as much as we do vinyl. I'm like, damn, you're right. But then somebody else, one of the fans responded to him and just was like, well, you got to think like with CDs, it became so easily accessible to us. We had CD burners. Like nobody was just out getting the machine that presses vinyl. You didn't know nobody was like, yo, I just went to the Micro Center and I copped this joint that presses vinyl for like $200. Whereas opposed to a CD burner, anybody was able to go grab one of those. Well, not during that time. Now that I think about it, like nobody was just going to grab a CD burner. But then at some point, like your average cat, like in your school was selling them, burning CDs or wherever. Anybody can get access to the CD burner if you wanted to spend the money on it. So maybe that's why it's not as much value put on them. But I think, like you said, at some point, it's going to come back around in vinyl, and we're going to look at CDs, how they're looking at cassettes now and vinyl, where it's like, oh, this is a collector's item. Because I was pushing the vinyl, and I was like, man, fuck this, dog. Like, ain't nobody really just copying this shit out here like that, man. Let me go ahead and just push the CDs online where people could cop those, maybe pay like $10 if that. You know what I'm saying? You get the profit, flip it. It's like, boom, ain't nobody had to spend that much money, because vinyl, you got to really sell higher to flip. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how much it costs to press them. Like it's like they do a lot of the crowdfunding, like Bandcamp is doing that now with the crowdfunding or whatever. You do the pre-orders or whatever, how many people order it in advance. But then there's Kunaki, Kunaki, Kunaki.com, where they do it. Problem with that is I think it's like $33 per copy. You can order, and it's no minimum fee. And this ain't an ad, so but it's like it's no minimum fee. And only thing is like the copy itself is $33. So imagine how much you probably have to sell it for to truly flip. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, man, it's really, I don't know, it's tough. It's real niche. So I don't know. I'm still leaning more so toward the CDs or whatever and tapes, depending on how much it costs to press those up.
Yeah, and it's like, I worked at a CD burning spot for a while, so I was burning CDs for everybody. I was like, yo, we need some CDs, let's get it
accessible. Let's go ahead and burn them.
But yeah, people like, I think people still want the physical. That's why it's half the reason why we have shirts and stuff too, is like to continue the experience of just like, if you have a dope shirt that you just wear all the time, then you have similar to like the memories of these like albums we picked, and be like, oh man, that show was so fucking nuts, or whatever, so
yeah, man,
they kind of go hand in hand.
Absolutely, I agree. But shit, man, we done exceeded past the time. Like I said, that obviously, apparently they didn't kick me off, so which was kind of cool.
Unlimited minutes. I saw you got
yeah.
the notification.
That was dope. I
Let's
looked.
get it.
I was like, wait a minute, because like I said, this was the first time, so I was just wondering, like, are they gonna go ahead and kick me off? Let's see. But I'm pretty sure they probably doing this because they know so many teachers is, doing it with school and everybody with their families probably logged. You don't want to just be like, look, 40 minutes to talk. That'd be kind of wild. But yeah, man. So just one more time, like, where can they get the album at, and then drop y'all where they can find y'all at on social media, as far as the group and individually, of course.
We'll go to passalacqua.bandcamp.com. You could try to spell, I'll spell it, but you can just type it as much as you think it sounds like, and it'll be close, but it's Passalacqua. A lot of A's, a lot of stuff going on. Search it as the best of your ability. It'll show
it's
up.
That C before the Q that gets me every time. Like
it's always that one. But if you got all the other ones, that's what's up. Passalacqua.bandcamp. It's also available on all streaming sites, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all that. And then you can find me on Instagram at Hey It's Mister. I'm on all the other ones too, but heyitsmister.com is the site, and you can just check out all my stuff. And it's a Mister.bandcamp. It's all in there.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna drop the links in the description too. What you got, Blacksmith?
Right.
Talk to him.
Man, I'm still thinking about the old external CD burner.
Oh my God.
I had a blue one that had the swirl, and like when you was burning it, it was at the Blacksmith, TheBlaksmith, Passalacquamusic.com.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And y'all talking about doing another album? Like, I don't want to say anytime soon, because I know that when the next one coming, it's like,
Right.
God, this one just came out. Like, y'all, any plans of like the next one?
No, we trying to milk some of this retroactive Passalacqua, material. This is a volume business, man, and I think we got some stuff that we can still that people might have missed. So
yeah, I need to take that advice myself, because
People forget, like, if you made like a post about it like 5 years, like, people just like don't know, like, we get so much information all the time. People be like, you've been making music for how long? Like, I know like 3 songs of yours, but you have like this. So it's just like, go back and be like, I feel like people don't appreciate like even an album a year old. They're like, it's old. It's like, no, man, it's like,
when
still
that next
new
one
to somebody.
It's like, no, man, let's let this bleed. I wish it could go back to like where you had to wait at least a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, shout out to D Rick. He was on here, and I'm finna go on another tangent. Damn it, I'm the one talking about close now, but shout out to D Rick, who was on here. I think his episode comes before y'all's, and he was saying like how it was Jay-Z who did that, initially making it seem like you had to wait a year. It was always you had to drop every year. Like, that was Jay-Z, and then all of us felt like, oh yeah, a year, and then the next year I got to drop again, another year, and then now it's like it's crazy to where it's like you got to drop where they present it as to where you need to drop like every 2 to 3 months. It's like, no, like, this is art, man. Like, let it. And then you had Spotify coming out with this shit like, you're not producing at a volume to where you're not dropping every 3 weeks or so, then you ain't gonna make no money. It's like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, I understand it from them as their business model. I get it for them saying, yo, they talking about it as far as streams. Like, if you want people to constantly keep coming back, either streaming your old work or looking for the new stuff, then constantly drop. I get it. But then they turned around and said, well, no, what we meant was still present and promote the old work that you do have, but in between there, give the fans something, like give them a single or whatever, even if it's just like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, give them something. So when they explained it that way, I understood it. But when they first said that shit, we was like, hey, y'all crazy? Like, I'm not about to just keep dropping like repeatedly, like full. Nah, y'all out y'all mind. So yeah,
we gotta start dropping like commentary albums. So it's like, it's not really anything new. You just are like, yo, this is the song, and it's tight, and I had a lot of fun making it, so check it out. So it's like new, but it's like just Just commentary on all the songs you've already done.
I said I'm gonna start doing a screen sharing project where I just go like pull up old videos of mine or like old projects and listen to them and just commentate on them and be like, that's a project in itself. Like, yeah, so with this song, I don't know why I said that right here. Just put that out. That's a project in itself. Like, just to up the streams, man. This shit crazy out here, man. Yeah, just I agree, man. Put it out, let it breathe for a minute, and then let the fans get it, consume it. Because you could drive yourself crazy just constantly trying to promote it, feel like, yo, is anybody listening? It's like, then next you're like, well, I'm on to the next one. So now I just try to create and just sit and let the old work breathe for a minute, God. Like,
then you get on to the next one and people do not care, right?
Yeah, it's like for a second.
Y'all like the last one, so like, check it out. We're doing it. What you want? And like, yeah.
Is the fickle.
Can't you leave and then come back, man. And then
super fickle, man. It's crazy. Only reason I wouldn't even be putting out another project like if it was, shout out to Nameless, man, if it wasn't for him, like, because like even him, he was telling me, he said, yo, we gonna wait a minute, like, maybe summertime or so, like give it a minute. I'm like, all right, because he like, we're gonna do it right. Because I was like, yo, what's this? Let me just put a couple singles out here and there, just keep feeding the bass, like put some Lucy's out here, and there, but no full project, man. I still got work when repeat out, so I'm still kind of working that and some joints in between there. So yeah, man. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all for coming on, like taking the time. Like, it's just, these conversations are dope, man, because it's like, just sometimes we could just talk to social media and you got everybody that's got a huge think piece for you that's not doing what you do. So it's appreciated to be able to sit and talk to artists that understand and just be like, everybody just giving their own point of view on things. So that's what this podcast is about, man. A name is necessary. A name tag is necessary. So the website is www.nametagalexander.com. And again, like I said earlier, leadingbelegendary.net. I'm going to figure it out and narrow it down to just one. Make sure y'all cop some merch. Go check out the music. And this will be out soon. Peace. Yeah, man. This was dope. This was super dope.
Yeah.
Standing on a whole nother level, they'll never know. I'm on that next on a whole nother other level. I'm on that next on a whole nother other. I'm telling you, I'm feeling incredible. Standing on a whole nother level, they'll never know. I'm on that next on a whole nother other level. I'm on that next on a whole nother other. Go.